Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, I think everything is... Actually, you know what? I can drop you up there, and then you can go up there with it. I'm just moving some stuff around. I don't need that light going off. Merp to you too, Bone. Alrighty, where's my windows?
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Alright, moving on over into this screen. Hands are working. It's bright outside because I have the curtains like drawn. Or no, drawn means they're closed, right? Or if someone says the curtains are drawn, does that mean the curtains are closed or are the curtains open? I don't know the difference between the two. It's open for me, like, that's what I'm saying. Alright, so we got Icy who got in first. Then we got Bone saying Merp, and we got a little wave from Hawaiian Pizza. You've been putting your points into the IRL costume. Drawn means closed. Oh, okay, so what's the opposite of drawn then? Is it just like opened up or something? Is that just the thing? Is like you're just like, yeah, open. Yeah, open. Okay. So yeah. Where was I at my train of thought? Drawn means put to paper. No, I see. That's not what we're that's not what we're discussing, I see. We're on to something entirely different here. Talking about curtains for a little bit. So, but anywhoosies, hello everyone. Welcome to Sunday morning. I had no clue which, because there's a few games that are in my backlog right now, and like the Kingdom Hearts one is a bit of a thingy-majiggy. It's a bit of a lengthy thingy-majiggy to go through, but I can't. Technically, your shirt is a curtain for your zitties. Oh. These are gonna stay drawn at all times. These zitties are never gonna be opened. But yeah, hi Zephyr, welcome to the stream. Hopefully it's curtains for you, gently waffling curtains. Not if you can help it. Ugh, why can't you have me doing squats like you normally have me doing? Drawn, rendered, whatever. Anywho, so yeah, so there was like a number of video games to go through and such like that. Actually, hang on a sec. I forgot to do my due diligence on my... What's my link?
Bone Masked Dog thinks you should do 15
Hey,
squats.
there it is. Sorry, I just need to... I need to do like my monthly, like, contributing to my CPU thingy-majiggy on my throne. So, slowly but surely, I will get closer to... you know what? Let's go for $100 this time. Let's go. So yeah, because I'm saving up to like get a new CPU and such like that. So I've put it into like my throne thingy-majiggy. There we go. So that was me just then. There should be a little. Probably because it's like myself. Anywhoosies, let me do my squats and I'll explain further about how things have been going and the future. I don't know, maybe the present. All right, stretch the legs real quick. Oh, hang on, jeans. All right. Alrighty, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Thank you for the 15 squats, Bone. I appreciate it. Alright, so where was I? So you wish it, and so it shall be. You threw Bone off from being first. Congratulations, Icy. Although Bone has, like, kind of been... Bone's been busy, I feel, the last few times that I've started a stream. Because they haven't been first every time so far. Ugh, out of breath. Why am I out of breath? Am I, like, holding my breath at the last few or something? Okay, now I'm good. All right, so yeah, so there's a number of games in my backlog. One of them being BioShock 2, which I'm gonna be real is a bit of an annoying one to go through because the progression isn't meant to be that long with the game. But the part that, you know, makes it take time is just the fact that I'm doing crashes and things when it happens. So I feel like one of the things I need to, like, do when that happens is I need to, you know, try and have it, alright, I just had to move some windows up to my, other screen. Move you there. Full screen you there. Alright, so yeah, so one of the things that, like, is kind of annoying about BioShock 2 is, like, if I'm in the middle of doing, you know, all this kind of 3D rendering nonsense and the fact that I have to stream and such like that, a lot of CPU usage is taken up doing it. Because if I don't have all this shit running, only about like 40% of the CPU is needed for video games and maybe like some like random processes that I still have going off in the background. But when I'm in the middle of this right now, like let me look at my task manager and see where we're at. Bone has been sick and tired. Why are we talking about me like I'm not here? Sorry, I didn't mean to like make you sound like you weren't here. Also, hi there, Giorgio. Wait, Giorgio Miporio. David Warner or Steve Smith. Who the fuck are those two people? Why are you all capsing me on this? Should I know who these people are? David Warner, Steve Smith. Okay, one's a cricketer. The other is a cricketer. Why the fuck am I following cricket? You definitely should. Obviously not. Like, The fuck? Why do I give a shit about this? Why should I give a shit about this? Bug sports. No, it's just cricket. It's like it's a British sport that was like, you know, sent to all the other countries and commonwealths. Do you not like AFL or NRL? I don't follow sports. I don't know why you think I would. Like, I'm on Twitch who plays video games. I'm just scrolling down really quickly, and it's just like, because here's my issue about cricket, and I feel like no Australian has like a really good defense for this kind of shit, but there are cricket matches that go on for a really long fucking amount of time. You know how people get bored in baseball games? At least the baseball games is 9 innings tops. And it's like, oh, 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing. Cricket is not that. Cricket can go on for several days for one match. Not, oh, several days for like several matches like American baseball. One game. And the only time it gets shorter is when it's like the over 20s or something like that. So in which case it's like 20 outs or something like that. That is still an all-day affair. And what ends up happening, however, is we'll go through these like cricket matches, and half the time, you know, the bowls aren't like, you know, really good bowls. Like they're just sort of like, you know, thrown and shit, and they just do like a block or like a bunt or something like that, and they're not forced to, you know, go like at least try and do one lap like it is in baseball once you do a hit. They can choose to just be like, nah, I'm staying here kind of thing. So because of all this, because of how long it goes on and such like that, you will have replays during the middle of the game as if, man, wouldn't it be great if you threw that bowler of a ball that got you a 6? Let's watch that reclip for the 3rd time again that happened 4 hours ago. Play the tape stand, and then, you know, you're fucking watching it all over again, and then the camera operator is just like, we've already seen these guys like try and do their thingy-madiggies. Let's have a look over to the crowd. Man, look at all these gorilla suits and Mario Luigi outfits. That's fantastic. Oh, hang on. There is a dude with a KFC bucket on his head. It's like, fuck's sake. I don't care. Cricket is 8 hours for 5 days straight. That is 5 hours too long. I'm gonna be real with you. Games should not be 8 hours and then another 5 days. I'm pretty sure baseball is like 3 hours or something like that in the day. Jesus Christ. No wonder people consider cricket as a job. You're literally there for 8 hours, and sometimes you're like, this shit can get done in 2. Then it could be, oh my fucking god, it could be a draw, couldn't it? Don't KEKW this shit. This is real Hawaiian pizza. There are Australians who go through that nonsense. Because it can have the highs of a baseball or a football game, but then it can just have the lows of a golf game. And people are like, ooh, 31% and Timbo, good going. And there will be people that are like, this is a fucking banger of a game. Like, unironically. Australians will be like that, and I'm just sort of like, the fuck, dude. Hey, nice going, 16%, not too high, but people go to get drunk. I can get drunk at a pub. I can get drunk in my own home. Like, it's not like you're getting drunk with the cricket players. Oh my goodness, could you imagine, like, if they did do that? Like, if they encouraged, like, you know, drunk cricket? Giorgio. I'm just gonna call you Jojo because you remind me of Giovanni Giovanni, the Jojo character. What if? Hear me out. What if we introduce drunk cricket? You're half Italian. Excellent. No, don't steal my femur, Bo. I still need my femur. You can't take my femur. No. Give me my femur back. Give me my femur. You can't keep it. Give it to me. As an American, I am always allowed to have a gun in reaching distance, even if it has to magically appear in my hand as so. Now give me my femur backbone. Hang on, I need to angle it so it's like, you know, right at his screen. Look at that. You can see the bullet. And it's aiming right... Wait, hang on. Hand, come on. Just do the aiming. Aim. Aim. There we go. There we go. What the fuck are esches? I have no clue. Giorgio, does this accent tell you that I am, like, you know, deeply ingrained into the Australian culture? Sure, I live here and I have to deal with some of the nonsense here in Australia, but I'm not that deep into Australian. I am not Googling that. It sounds like an insult. It sounds like where it's like, that's not even the proper native. Alright, you know what? Fuck this shit. I am gonna go and get into me, Uh-oh. Alright. I'm gonna hit continue on this. Where is my OBS? There you go. My OBS has disappeared. Oh, I think I know why my OBS has disappeared. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I know exactly why it disappeared. I need to disconnect this. So that's the unfortunate side. All right. And then... Wait, hang on. Why is my... One of my... So, I have 4 screens right now. And... hang on. Dink, donk. Display settings. I have 4 screens. However, the graphics unit processor can only do, like, 3 1440p screens, because that's technically, like, 8K at that point. And... Hang on a sec. Just give me a minute, give me a minute, give me a minute. Scanning for signal. Detect. Alright, what happens if I... So if I disconnect this way, that way there's only 2 of them. Keep the changes. Extend. Keep the changes. There we... Okay, now I've got my 3rd screen back. Alright. So yeah, it turns out I can't have 4 1440p monitors. So... Bad news, but I'll figure out how to get that shit, because I want that shit. That is my honest thoughts on this matter, is I want that, like, you know, excessive number of monitors for my setup and play. Wait, who's talking shit about zebras? You can have my femur. Yeah, I can have my femur back. Basically, notorious teenagers who think they are gangsters. Hooligans. Just call them hooligans, then. What, are you just, like, afraid to use British terms and just sound as dated as the British? Zebras are overrated? How the fuck dare you? How the fuck dare you, okay? Zebras are not overrated. I dare you to go... You're a furry, let's be honest. You're watching one of my streams, you're a furry. Go check out the furry tag, and you come back to me and you tell me how many zebras you saw on Twitch today. Because guess what? There's not very many of us. There's, like, basically me, one that's like a rainbow, and maybe like 2 or 3 others that are all like staying at the not safe for work sections of the internet. There's just me as the big one. Top zebra right here. Top himbo zebra right here. Nothing overrated about this. There isn't like an excessive number of zebras on the platform. There's an excessive number of dogs, cats, foxes, and then you got like some peeps that are like lions or reindeer. A few bears or bear-esque species as well, but very few zebras. Honest thoughts. That's a good insult. Honest thoughts. All right. I am going to, you know what, we're gonna try this. We're gonna go and try the, I just need to keep my, task manager on so I can, you know, double check my performance. Because I think what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna run BioShock, but then I'm not gonna run, like, you know, the normal face thingy-majiggies. I'm just gonna have the, hang on a sec, I need to re-angle my monitor. There we go. So, alright, where is my... So, 3D Grant is here. And then... Alright, so we got TTS bot where it's doing all that. Alright, so... Okay, so what I should do is auto ducking Grant. And then it's in here that I'll add my 2 images. So, Grant open. And then browse. I need like the rendition of me. Avatar models, Discord PNG. So that's with the mouth open. Alrighty, and then I need another one with my mouth closed. I am doing some real quick Grant close. So create a new one, go into browse, get the closed one. Alright, hang on a sec. So I'm gonna transform center horizontally for that one. Transform this one and center horizontally. Okay, I should actually also... So 3D Grant, and then add the little plus. We're going to nestle this scene, and it's going to be the audio ducking Grant. So, and we're going to put it... You know what? Yeah, let's have it in front. So you guys will see, like, what the technique is. Where is my audio ducking? There's my audio ducking. Now, there is a number of filters, and I completely forget them. All right, so what's the filter for the open one? Oh, no, the filters aren't on the object. It's on the scene, is it? No. Wait. Filters? No, it's not on that one. So... Filters. Oh, the filters are on the audio. Okay. So we need to copy that one. And then I need to go over to my mic. And then paste. And so this scene is going to be the audio ducking Grant. Grant open. All right, so that one is for when I go over. And then I need to do it again for when I go under. So filters, audio ducking close, copy that, close that, go back to the mic. Filters, paste. So audio ducking Grant. Audio ducking Grant, Grant close. Alright, so it should be going open, then the close. Bah! No, that's not doing what I want it, so hang on. Beep, 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 beep. Alrighty, so now if I... So I'm just gonna go to studio mode to seeing how close... Alright, so I need to... Hi there! I hope doesn't read my zebra debates. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to be, like, probably far too distracted. So, alright. Actually, you know what? What I should do is Control F. Control F. That way it's, like, you know, proper full screen. So then that way, rather than, and then I can just grab this. So the audio ducking, let's move you a little bit to the right, like so. There. Alrighty. Now I can, like, disable this thingy-majiggy.
Alaska Dog thinks you should do 15 squats.
Ah, okay. I guess I gotta do my 15 more squats. All right. So now I can close VTuber Plus. I can close VC Face. And hopefully that should reduce my CPU usage. I can already see it going down to 67%. That's an amazing image. Thank you. So Wolk did the model and I did the renders. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, no, I have to go up to 15. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Thank you for the 15 spots. It has a not safe for work version. Oh, not this render. I'm gonna be real with you. That reminds me, I'm going to need to I need to go into the platforms and you know, disable a few of these All right, so name that spirit is disabled. Stretching, I'm gonna keep enabled. Cake cam is gonna be paused. Himbo cam is gonna be paused. Pulling the lever. I think it's okay. Scan the zebra. Yeah, I'm gonna scan. Actually, you know what? Let's not pause that. I'll see what happens. Bonking, booping are gonna be fine. All right, cactuar attack. Paused. Cookie. Paused. Anvil. Paused. Pause. The hydrate. I'm gonna pause that as well because that does a thing. Peck dance. Pause. Rainbow effect. Pause. Rainbow rush. Oh, it's not even enabled, but still, I'm gonna pause it anyway. Throwing something. Pause. Traffic cone is gonna be paused. Ah, yes, the important ones. De-himboing and maid outfit and the stolen shirt, all those are going to be paused. Oh, you're talking about the background image. Oh yeah, don't focus too much on the Galaxy Zebra. Highly recommend you do not don't focus on the Galaxy Zebra. Also, hi there, Renee. Sorry I didn't notice you earlier, but I notice you now. I see you. I notice you. Ooh. Rip your jiggly himbo titties? Yes, rip the jiggly himbo titties, because I have to go through some of these video games, like BioShock 2, where this doesn't do a huge command on my GPU, but if I want to stream, it does a huge command on my CPU. This thing takes up like 40% of my CPU or something like that, so I have to turn off all the hand tracking and 3D stuff.
These nuts.
Thank you, Bone, for hitting that nut button. Also, I need to pause the music and hit space to continue on. If it will let me. Come on. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, and how's our CPU doing? All right, so this is around 90% utilization, so we could still crash. We've crashed like 6 times in this game in total. Also, one of the things I did recently is because we crashed like the last time I was playing this and I lost a little bit of progress, I've gone back into this game like ahead of time and made some progress back, you know, to around about the amount that I was at earlier. So hopefully, oh my god, there's a lot of electricity. Okay, so we need to try and get to that thing and destroy it. Yep, so it does periodically electrocute me. Ooh, source of volunteers.
Anyone in the plasmid business ultimately requires
I have to let you go.
It's our
Well, at least he didn't say, like, in all caps, fired, like he did before.
doesn't really want to know, provided the end product is sound. Volunteers were scarce, even as the economy buckled. A man named Sinclair approached us with a seemingly limitless supply. He rented them to us, bound and sedated. No
Quote
questions asked.
211. You get this peck dance all for you, Bone.
Yep, Bone,
Quote
you get a peck dance
244.
from me while I'm still in my
I'm
2D.
gonna plug any holes I wish.
Alright, so I need a... How long... Okay, looks like I got a few seconds.
I don't like the sound of that. Come back to complain, huh?
Oh, shit. Oi. Please don't get electrocuted. There we go. Awesome. Alright. Back into the water we go. Let's use the auto-hacking.
That little infraction just earned you another slap on the nose, boy.
Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Awesome. Oh wait, hang on. I can just electrocute this, hang on, 4. Excellent. Yeah, I can electrocute this area when I need to, like, you know, clear out the enemies. Awesome. Alright. Cool. Alrighty. Okay, so now we can go back to the security.
No use hiding. Non-believer. You defy
Oh, no, wait,
the
not
lamb.
this. Ow, where the fuck are... Alright, head down a floor. I can't pick up any of the slugs.
Oh, don't worry, darling.
What? Means of control.
Prison, it seems, was a blessing. Ryan is now dead by his own son's
Quote
hand.
169.
But far more
I don't
interesting
like
is
being
the program
squishy, just put me in a mech and let me shoot things.
Yep.
Coded
Man, it's been a while since I played Overwatch 2.
Agnes Day.
Alright, sorry, I just need to run this Agnes Day, and then I can get into this place. And... Hey, power to the people. Alright. Okay, so that does the ricochet bonus. I can't do the Tesla upgrade until I upgrade, like, both things of the shotgun. High electrical field prevents shots from breaking up on first impact, causing them to ricochet. Spear gun zoom. Damage. Launcher clip size. Damage immunity. Prevents splash damage from your own explosions. I'm gonna get the ricochet
Hello
out of the way, so then that way this
I
thing is
must
fully
assume by now
upgraded.
that you're willing to help end my life. In exchange, I have prepared a friendly security escort for you.
Ooh.
Now, there's a switch in here which will allow you access to the real laboratories where what's left of me awaits you. Please.
What's left
use
of him? Damn. Who is your... what's Urine's favorite Overwatch character? Oh. Oh, you have to make this difficult for me, don't you? Is it Diva? Also, that zoom is not very accurate. Let me just go back to here. And then back over to here. I'm hoping it's Diva. It's either Diva or Symmetra. Why do you go with the autistic girl? You went with Symmetra? Like, she doesn't even have magical girl properties. She just has, like, girl boss properties. Like, just angry girl boss. Oh, shoot you. Oh. Ow. Fuck you. Sorry, I just need to reload real quick. Oh, the shotgun's fun sometimes. There we go. Oh, here's another one. Gotcha. Thankfully, I already, like, turned that thing into my ally, so that was good. Can't get anything more from the launcher. Hang on, we got a teleporty dude. Oh, but the teleporty dude is practically dead at this point, so not my problem. Hang on, is this where I need to go? Ooh, there's items here. Jump. Yeah, got some heavy rivets. This guy is, I think, deactivated. The cat is dead. What was that disgusted? Why did you go with the autistic? Of course, the autistic gay resonates with the autistic girl. Fair enough. I don't know, like... Okay, this is probably gonna sound, like, kind of bad, but... You know how, like, I've seen it, like, a few times where, you know, you have individuals that... You know, if they're disabled, they'd much rather prefer, if any representation of disabled in the media, it should be done by disabled individuals. There are some people that are like, oh, if you're gonna pick someone that's on the, if you're gonna have someone depicted on the spectrum, or have, like, you know, autistic traits and such, pick actors that are gonna be, you know, also, you know, with autistic traits and what have you. I'm not a huge fan of that. Personally, I think it's just asking a little bit too much to be like, oh, if you're gonna pick an act. If you're going to have to pick someone to play the role of someone on the spectrum, you must pick someone that is on the spectrum. And it's like, it just feels like a bit of a weird signaling. Because the thing is that most people that are on the spectrum and such like that have kind of worked really hard to not be, you know, just the, oh, this person's on the spectrum kind of thing. It, like, I don't like the trait as it being, like, sort of seen as some weird, like, you know, handout or something like that. Like, not a huge fan of it. Like, I'm fine with autistically coded characters. Like, there's one character in Abbott's Elementary. You're gonna see them in Dragon Age Inquisition with Cole, and all that sort of such. Symmetra, you know, some people do give the point of her being, like, you know, autistically coded and such like that. But background-wise as well with her, I'm just sort of like, I'm not, like, 100% behind her, like, hard light system and, like, her upbringing and what have you. Although, to be fair, I'm probably just, like, you know, including, like, my experiences of whenever I had to deal with Symmetra and absolutely hating her auto-aim. Like, you can have her arc just, like, go from, like, you know, a third of the screen away, and it's still, like, locking on and hitting you for, like, a quarter of the damage she would normally do on like, you know, properly full up. It's like the auto pistol in Titanfall nearly, and you just feel like, god damn. More than a microwave bot. Shipping them with Symmetra and Junkrat? Junkrat is a huge simp for Junker Queen, okay? Like, if we were gonna, like, canonize shippings and shit, Junkrat would be, like, he wouldn't be in a relationship with Junker Queen, but he would be, like, an emissary or a knight to her. Like, he would, like, she wouldn't, you know, have too much of like, reciprocating the love to Junkrat, probably to the same level that he would do for her. But she would very much make it Junkrat X Roadhog is big. Okay, I feel like that's just because they're the first Australian New Zealander in the video game, and everyone was just sort of like, oh, they have to be together. Ooh, what's this?
This calls everything into question. Even as I record this, I can scarcely believe. Psychiatry has been my continual study to chart consciousness in all its strata. But intelligence does not require introspection. The son of Ryan was more effective than all his self-aware rivals. He lived without questions. I could end the self and save the world.
Okay, I think I'm stuck. I don't know how I get out of this. Okay. Did I accidentally... Oh, drill power. With drill power, you are the master of melee. Tildes when you swing or spin it. Awesome. Alright, so... Oh, I see, so... Thank Christ. I was worried I was stuck there, but thankfully I just needed to, oh. I was worried I was gonna be stuck there. The internet told me that Junkrat is with Roadhog. Junkrat and Roadhog are heist partners. Junkrat and Roadhog are, you know, just really good buddies in, like, you know, hijinks and mayhem. They're not, like, you know, together where they're fucking each other. I don't think they're going that far with them. No. No refunds, no returns. Alright, we already looked through the Plasmid showcase. We've already looked at that. Alright, so it looks like we can go up a floor, unless... Fuck you. Thank you. Okay, so once it's going there, I still want to, like... Okay, so Plasmoid Laboratory was where we were previously. Sorry, I'm in... Whenever I play video games like these, where there's, like, you know, additional areas that give you, like, a little power boost or something like that, I will go for those additional areas. Because the fact of the matter is that there's normally a benefit in going off the beaten path, getting rewarded for it, and then coming back onto the main. It gives you a worthwhile power boost. Get fucked. Yay, mini turrets. Unstable teleporting plasmid. Come on. Oh, there it is.
So bad at all. Quaint. Earthy. Oh, I can't kid myself. This lifestyle is a disgrace.
Ah, okay, cool. Sometimes I can hear it. Alright, and then... Shut up. I'm trying to hear out for, like, the unstable plasmid. Ah, here you are. Where are you going, is the question. Okay, so it's not here. Alright, so it's not hiding in the bathroom. Oh wait, there's two bathrooms because there's two genders. Man, you'd think they'd come up with a unisex bathroom and like a... If this was meant to be a utopia for everyone, how have they not created the unisex bathroom here? Alright, is the unstable thingy-majiggy in here? No. Where... The unstable teleporty thingy-majiggy should not have gone far. It's not in the laboratory as far... Oh, there it is. There you are. Oh. Does that... Hello. You're a little bit unstable right now. Ow! Okay.
What are you?
Help me. 5254. Oh, this is like different areas. And then... Oh, and now we're here. Please don't drown. And... Here. Okay. Vending expert. Watch your dollars go even further with Vending Expert 2. Enjoy rock-bottom prices from all of Rapture's vending machines. Cool. Eve Saver, Jewel, ding. I think I'm gonna do the eel one. Ow. Fucking flashed banged. Did you say there are 2 genders that get you cancelled? I realized the problem when I said that. I probably should have clarified, like, Rapture looked at that. It was like, yeah, there's 2. Okay, so we're all the way back at the beginning now. So now we have to, like, run our way through. Gotta go now, sorry, it's pretty late here. Have a great stream. Not to worry, Zephyr. Thank you for coming in for a little bit. I really appreciate it. If you're not heist buddies with your SO, are you even SOs? No, you're just heist buddies.
They all bow down to me. Who is that?
Alrighty. Hi there, Jason. Welcome. It has been a while. Hello, Jason. How was your trip to the Gold Coast? You and Code went up to the Gold Coast. You were in Queensland. Drill fuel. Ooh, abort the experiment. What is this?
I was to be Sophia Lamb's greatest achievement, a living composite of all Rapture's genius in the body of a single man, unfettered by self-interest.
Lol.
Now, I am nothing more to her than a failed experiment. My scores on tests of intelligence and moral reasoning are still noteworthy, but declining sharply. She has abandoned me, and I do not have long before psychosis takes me.
That's unfortunate. Fine. Okay, so now we're heading to a hidden plasmid thing. Also, I should probably not be holding on. Okay, cool. It's like, I probably shouldn't have my hand conducting electricity while I go through the water. The trip was good? Awesome! Glad to hear it was good. I'm sorry I didn't, like... I was talking to Jason, like, one of the nights, and I was just sort of like, hey, I heard you were in, like QLD and such like that. He's like, yeah, I'm in the Gold Coast, and I was just like, I am really fucking far away from the Gold Coast. Like, I think we're friends, but I don't think of us as, like, you know, that good of a friend where I'm willing to go all the way down to the Gold Coast to say hi. I'm sorry. Not very many people I will go down to the Gold Coast for.
As I recall from my time doing business with the owners, that Oxyfill station out there is just a front for a kind of hidden passage leading down below. If Lamb's hiding Eleanor from you, that's where she'll be.
Okay. Can I get into the airlock, please? There we go. It's okay. All right. Well, I hope so. So yeah. So you were down in the Gold Coast. You had a wonderful time. Was it hot? Did you go to beaches? Ugh. Heat-seeking rockets. They hone in on moving targets. Cool. Oh. Hello?
I'm afraid the lights in here sting my eyes terribly now. Until you arrive to deal with me, they will remain off. Please, locate the breakers and flip them, and then return here to restore power.
Ah! Thank you, Jason, for the resub. 14 months! My goodness. It's been over a year now. Amazing. Alright, so I need to find the breakers. Where is... Ah, here's one of them. Alrighty, activate that breaker. Solving for X.
Sophia believes the perfect human altruist is just a formula, waiting on us to solve for X. Intelligence and consciousness are not the same, she argued. Awareness of self naturally becomes obsession with it. So, if we could suppress my sense of self, but imbue me with the cognitive capacity to serve the common welfare, we could thereby generate the first utopian. And then, Sophia said, at long last, utopia would follow.
Yeah, I don't believe her. Like, I understand the idea that if you remove the self, it means that you're, you know, getting rid of personality means you're getting rid of faults or, you know, dreams and what have you, but by that same value, you're getting rid of someone with pursuit, desires. Because here's the thing is, I feel like we would have been very adamant on where we were if, you know, we didn't have desires and pursuits. Scientific pursuit is made because we are not happy with where we are now and we want to get better. Scientific pursuit wasn't made by, oh, I suppose we could do this. No one made the nuclear bomb because they thought it was just a silly idea and why not. We made the nuclear bomb because we wanted to blow shit up. Someone who doesn't have a self isn't going to be thinking, oh hey, you know what'd be cool? A bomb. Alrighty. I'm expecting like an evil-looking thingy-majiggy there.
The first true utopian would come at a high cost, my friend. We needed someone to be host to all that Adam, Rapture's finest minds. A willing subject, that is to say, myself.
Ugh. I'm guessing this is him. Yep.
Whatever you may have seen inside the tank, that was indeed me. I fear the fate of Eleanor Lamb will be less physical, but no less grotesque. This tank for deep-sea life is the ideal way to dispose of me. But first, you must retrieve enough Adam-infused plant life to lure me out. The slugs feed on the stuff, and it's all I seem to want now. I have left a sample here, so you know what to look for.
Adam-infused plant. Cool.
I see you out there, Delta. You want to be top man? You want to sit in the big chair? Well, come and take it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Oh. Yay! Electrical Storm. Why stick with a boring routine when discoursing pesky foes? Use this tonic for a scorching shocker or chilling surprise. You emit a random burst of when struck by melee attacks, damaging all around you. Alrighty. Store in the gene bank. Ow. Fuck you. Oh, I see. There we go.
Well, listen, son, those override keys you've been hunting are genetically encoded. And to get to Eleanor, you're gonna need one from Alex the Great in there. First things first,
I don't have a lot of
we gotta
Adam.
pin him down. Find those plants he mentioned and lure him back out.
There we go. Alrighty. And of course, I forget the Mexican is racist. Because they just... Ooh! Wait. Cyclone Malu... Why do people have such difficult names? Thank you for the follow, Psy. I'm gonna shorten it if that's okay. I'm just gonna call you Psy. Yep, let's go with the hot rivet. We're gonna find a lot of drill stuff, I imagine. Alrighty, and then...
Hello!
Oh. Hello! Hi, yes, I am Mr. Zeebs. How are yous?
I'll end you! Blood all over the shit! It's mine!
There we go. Okay, so we got a camera there. There we go. Ooh. Oh wait, hang on. There was an earlier tape I picked up.
Dr. Alexander has agreed to accept both measures of the new Utopian project. He will become a kind of genetic chimera, host to all the minds of Rapture, accessing their talents and memories via the Adam we have gathered. And deriving in part from Project WYK, I have developed a new set of behavioral constraints.
Ooh.
Dr. Alexander will live to promote the common.
Bonjour, you're looking for a specific
His love
kitty,
and
but he's not
loyalty shall be
here.
spread
Are you talking about? Hang on a second. Let me do the small zoom in. Are you talking about Sky? Are you talking about Night Sky? That's the only other kitty I know of. Unless you're talking about like a puma. I'm not really good at remembering all the cats.
For me, that is discipline at great
You'll
personal
stay because of the
cost.
pecs? Awesome. Unfortunate, like, this isn't even like my final form. Like, this zebra you see before you, where he's just, you know, mouth open, mouth closed. This is just a side effect because I'm playing a video game that is actually a little bit intensive of my CPU. And even though I have a good CPU in terms of video games or 3D rendering or streaming, it's not really great at trying to do all three at the same time. So I actually have like a little throne thingy-majiggy that I'm doing, right? That, you know, once in a while I'll be saving up money and I'm putting it towards this throne thing, but I've also made it available to other peeps as well if they want to help contribute. So I've had one person contribute a little bit, which I really appreciate. So yeah.
At last, it will be instant.
Mr. Zephyr. Ah, Mr. Zephyr unfortunately had to go to sleep, I'm sorry to say. Hey, the Alpha series again. Alrighty, cool. Wait, can I take pictures of the... Nope, I can't take pictures of the plants. Okay. F3 is the bees, F4 is the electricity. Cool. Alrighty, so slowly but surely... I'm half expecting to see like a...
We can't
Never
have
mind.
you running around the laboratories in your condition.
My condition? Grand. I've sent you something. I still need to do the stripes, but it's half done. Ooh! I want to have a look. Let me have a look, please. Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You sent me something? Where? Just these like where is it? Where the fuck is it? Just screaming it. Minimize this. Oh my god, look at the cutie cat! But it's only 7% cute. It needs to be cuter. The cat needs to be cuter, Sai. Why are you only 7% cute? It needs to be much cuter than that. It's only 7%. Minimize this. Exactly. Not cute. No. It has to be cute. Like, I'm fine with not being cute because I'm not cute at all. But you, Sai, you can be cute. Urine, show us your cute rating. Actually, you know what? I can do this. Hang on. Check this shit out. So if I do cute and then I at Urine, I can check out Urine's rating, and it is 95% cute. Look at that shit. Look how crazy high. This lady here is the fucking magic girl like expert. This is why she's like 95% cute. She just knows everything about cute girls doing cute things. Everything. The rest of Sai is rage. The rest of him, yes. Wait, are you a him or are you a her? Or are you a them? I don't do a really good job in keeping track of people's names, faces, and genders. Wait, genders? Is that the correct term? I have a really hard time remembering facts about people. Use a boy. Okay, so he, hims. Awesome. He, him. He, him. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, I'm not seeing anything from Chase right now, but that's okay. I am going to resume my game. Alright, so I need to somehow get out of here. Oh. Oh, gosh. Oh, shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. There we go. Fuck you. I hate doctors. Yay, I'm alive.
Poor things. What a life. Marching around playing daddy until some splicer manages to kill off their sister. And then if the coma doesn't take them, they turn maniac. Nothing left to do but scream.
Yes, I am a big
no
daddy.
offense intended, son.
While I'm
We
playing
better
this
get you
video
to
game,
Eleanor
I am a
on
big
the
daddy.
double.
IC_morper has added quote number
Your body
274,
begins to tear
genders.
itself apart.
Is that the correct
compulsion
term?
to find Eleanor will drive you to madness.
Yay! Arms race! Tired of constantly scrounging for ammo? Arms race helps you find those extra rounds you'd otherwise miss. Thank you. Not needed right now.
You have no claim on her.
Check
Your
out my
desire was among
riddle,
nature's
man.
greatest sins. And yet, you persist. Why?
There we go. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
I'm always
As a big daddy, we're gonna adopt this little girl. Thank you, IC, for adding a new quote. Genders, question mark. Is that a correct term? I am, like, that is an honest question, I will be real with you. Because, like, I don't want to, like, consciously upset people, is the thing. I don't want to, you know, be insensitive and all that shit. Alright, hang on, I need to help this, like, little sister do her job. Her job is, like, you know, killing corpses and getting their, Adam and shit.
Hello? Come out, you!
Adam, Daddy's right here.
Alrighty, you take care of that while I go deal with anyone that wants to fuck up my girl's job.
Adam's right. I'm a good girl, Mr. B.
Hand that child, you monster!
Nah, fuck you. Where is the... Oh, there... Oh, shit. Oh, it's one of those teleporty ones. Okay, well, fuck you. Can you, like, pick up the pace, please?
Angels remember, so we remember.
Like, I know you're doing a great job, sweetie, but could you just go a little bit faster, please? Like, just stab him once and just keep drawing, okay? Where... Alright, let me just reload this real quick. Thank goodness no one can actually, like, hurt her. Alright, it's in my DMs. Hey, awesome. I'll check it out once the little sister is done, like, you know, injecting the corpse. Or, no, extracting the Adam from the corpse. That's what's actually happening. Alright, heat-seeking rocket. Thank you very much. It's a little bit disgusting that you just drink it like that, but you do you.
Are we gonna be together again, Daddy?
Yes, we are. Come with me. Alrighty.
Adam is near.
So there's like 3 little sisters around this area and such like that I need to like help out. So it's cool that I can like send them into the pipes to get rescued ahead of time, but I'm a working dad and so is she. I'm gonna need all the Adam I can get. So here we go. Rescue that. Ugly little lead head.
This angel.
Hey, stop it. We're on the same team. We're on the same team. Well, not anymore, but that's because you attacked first. Oh, wait. Nope. No one disrupts my girl. Fuck off, you crazy pedos. How it must feel for the adopted father to fight against the Catholic Church. Back, you fiends! Back!
Just
Alright, reload this. My wallet is full. I can't pick up any more money, annoyingly enough.
This angel's all done now. Yay!
Good for you!
You always save me from the monsters.
Yes, I do. And you did a wonderful job. Alrighty, we're gonna rescue you now. Yay! You keep forgetting that Rapture is a giant city? Rapture is fucking huge! It's like Chicago or something. Alright. Okay, those eyes look more normal than the... Like, back when you saved the little sisters in the first Bioshock game, their eyes were really big. It made no sense. This time it's a lot better. Alright, is there anything I'm missing that I need to pick up? Ooh, health kit? No, can't pick up any more health kit. Can't pick up any more of those. Alrighty. Can't pick up any bullets. Alright. Moving on. Ooh. Remote hacking device. Yes, please. I wish I could sprint. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Purchasing things. Gene tonic slot. So now we have, like, full gene tonic things. What's hypnotize? Charge up to befriend splicers, cyclone trap. I'm gonna go with the scout and get the drop on your attackers with your plasmids. When in doubt, scout it out. Okay, because what this means is like I can now, like, now that I have like an additional slot, it means I can now use that. Your invisible scout can hack security. If I can get like multiple thingies, create a decoy that draws enemy attacks from you. Call in a friend with the added ability to summon bots. Then that's the Booze Hound. Careful hacking. Easy hacking. Head hacking. Cure-all. Health stations also refill your Eve. Oh, hell yeah. Eve Link. You emit a blast of... Nope, don't need that. Don't need that. Keen Observer 2. That would be good. Shorten alarms. You carry one more Eve. Hurried hacker. Landing in a blue zone ends a hack instantly. Oh, that's pretty cool. Only the big sisters can sprint. Oh, okay. Well, that's annoying. Alright, and then... Because I don't really want to grab cyclone traps. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna... Alright, you know what? I am going to grab decoy. And then I'm gonna store that in the gene bank. So the next time I find a gene bank, then I can, like, move my things around. Because I want to make it where, like, F1 is my electric... Like, I want to make, like, the first two function keys, like, going into my commonly used, like, plasmids and such, which are, like, the three elements: fire, ice, and electricity. That's how I want to do it. Alright. Oh, there's another little sister around here somewhere. Oop. Ow. Oh, there it is. Auto-hacking that. There we go. Alright, so F4 is my electricity so far. I'm just gonna leave them to deal with the Big Daddy for now. If I'm lucky, they will actually take care of him. Or they just absolutely F up. There we go.
Daddy, are you taking me home too?
Yes, I am. I am going to save. Also, thank you, Chase, for contributing further to the IRL mass thingy. Wait, that's Mark?
Ask yourself, Mr. Meltzer. Is it better to be summarily executed as an outsider caught within these grounds? Or to be united, not just with your daughter Cindy, but with the Rapture family as well?
Oh, she's
The
insane.
choice is yours. I urge you to accept the Protector program. You will live by her side, and remember nothing beyond your love for her.
This is
Ooh.
where they bound us together, Father. Playing God.
Ooh.
You were the only good thing
You want to
that
see Grant's in
Rapture ever
suit?
gave
Sounds
me.
good. Thank you. I'll wear at least the fursuit head for the stream is the intention. I don't know if I can wear it for like a full 3 hours though. Is Daddy by default himbo or not? Let's see. Strong, lovable, and a little bit dumb. Yes, I think Big Daddies are himbos.
She was not meant to have a father, Delta. She was to be an heir to my life's work. And this is where they changed her, bonding her to you. The child she was died in this room.
There we go.
How could you?
There we go.
Down the hatch! Bring me that child, now!
No. Stay away from her. She's doing her job, and she's doing a wonderful job right now. Fuck all of you.
Give her here. This girl's tougher than you. No negotiation. Hand her over. You. Must hide.
Gotcha.
She's helpless.
No, she's not. I am protecting her. Fuck you. None of you are taking her away from me. Away. Back, I say. Back. There we go. You're doing a wonderful job, sweetie. Good for you.
He's nicer
Calling
than
Grant
other
Daddy wasn't on my bingo card, but here we are. Yep, because apparently that's what people think. Alright, is there another Big Daddy? Okay, cool. Do not hurt me. I'm a little bit busy right now.
Adam, Daddy.
Oh my god, do I have to go back that way? Alright, fine. Excuse me for a minute. Oh, thank goodness. I can just...
Angel.
Right here. Back away. Don't get closer. Okay, cool. It's not... Alright, so long as I don't... Oh, wait!
Daddy's giving you stores and parties.
I can just buy everything I need with like without having to hack this. Plus, I need to figure out how to open that room. Can you go like a little bit quicker, please? I don't. Okay, cool. He's walking away. This place is dangerous for a child. I know. Everything, like, coral is just forming. You can cut yourself on that nonsense. I'm glad that they have handrails, but, you know, that's barest minimum.
Ticky top, almost ready.
Good for you. Just, you know, pick up the pace just a little bit faster, please. Will you, dear? Please. Pretty, please. Alrighty, so now I just need to find a... You good?
I'm telling the other girls that I have the best daddy.
Good. Alrighty. So now I just need to find a pipe to put you in. Does not have a little sister. Check before attacking. Yeah, I'm not attacking. Alrighty.
Hidey hole in there, Daddy. Oh, I'm sleepy.
There we go. Mr. Bubbles! I am the best daddy there is. Look at them. I'm helping them do their job, and then... Ow, 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 ow! Fuck you.
The girls are whispering, Father. They've left you a present at the Gatherer's Garden. Take it.
Goodbye, Mr. Alexander.
Mother has destroyed Dr. Alexander. She tried to splice him into some kind of living saint who would calculate the common good and adhere to it tirelessly. Now he's become something unspeakable. Mother's philosophy is just as corrupt as Ryan's. By her standards, it would be better to have the entire world equally miserable than to allow us to strive in our own behalf. I have to get out of here.
Interesting. Yeah! Drill Vampire! Heals your body and your mind as you drill. Drain health right out of your foes with Drill Miner. Oh, hell yeah. I think I'm gonna go... Alright, Sports Boost. There we go. I get some Adam for my troubles. Awesome. Awesome. Alright. Is there any place for me to quickly heal? Yes, there is. Right here. Excellent. Alright. I'm just gonna need to go down a floor. Ooh. Grab this. Alright, can I reactivate these guys? No. Alrighty, and then...
I know you're in there. I know who you are, and you don't scare me. Come here. You're better than the doctor.
Oh boy.
What are you doing? Get away from here. I got plenty.
There we go. Oh my god, this guy died on the crapper. What a way to go.
Surprise.
Ooh, interesting. Alright, F4... Oh, F6 is fire. Okay, here we go. There we go. So now we can go into that room.
Diseased.
Take everything. And 4. I can be, okay, so 4, 4, 42, 42. Okay. And then 43. A lot of stuff on the crappers. This is just child support on crack trying to stop a himbo. Hey, hey, I am supporting this child as best as I can.
I visited Eve's garden today. And poorly. My seed, sold to the enemy. The motive of the whore as yet eludes me. But Atlas approaches. And come what may, I will not be made a slave. I wonder, in recording, do I confess? Just now, Sinclair saw me in the corridor. Perhaps...
All right, sport. Time to feed the fish. Head on back to Alexander's tank and put those plants in.
Give me a minute. I need to figure out how to open the... Ooh, hello. Okay, so got those plants. Oh god, a part of me really wants to go to the bathroom. Hey, here's the exit. Alright, open this. There we go.
Poor Gilbert. It was his will to die, Delta.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So I am going to... Where is my electric... So Electrobolt is that one, and then I'm gonna swap you to Decoy here, and then Security Command there. Telekinesis will go there. I'm gonna put Incinerate here, Winter Blast here, Security Command, Telekinesis, swap you over from Decoy, Insect Swarm. Alright, hopefully that works. Alright, let's see what kind of... So, Medical Expert, you can carry one more thingy-madiggy. Drill Power. Health Stations also refill your Eve, reducing physical damage. Research sessions last a little bit longer. Your adopted sister gathers slightly more Atom. When standing still, you become invisible. Okay, let's swap that out to... Let's see, Thrifty Hacker, Electrical Storm. Significantly decreases the cost, but you force it to be that. Hacking a turret or bot raises its maximum health. Elemental Storm. You emit a random burst of fire, ice, or electricity when struck by melee, damaging all around you. Freezes for longer. All have a chance to freeze the target. Hacker's Delight. Quiet footsteps increase damage on unaware targets. Plasmids use less Eve. Standing in water slowly restores health and Eve. Damn it, I need to go to the bathroom. Hang on. I am so sorry. Bathroom break real quick. just realized I forgot to do something. I just realized I forgot to update my stream information because I'm no longer just chatting. I'm actually playing BioShock 2 Remastered. I should have updated that sooner. All right, back to the video game. All right. Okay, so water, standing still restores Eve, increases the value of damage bonus from research. Your electrical attacks disable for much longer. I'm not really using my electrical attack on that kind of stuff. Natural camouflage, arms race. You're able to salvage more ammunition from bodies and containers. I'm not really running out of ammo that much. You emit when struck all around. Activating your machines are even cheaper. Taking no damage from electricity and then dealing out more electricity is a good one. Gain a small amount of health in Eve when inflicting damage with the drill. Awesome.
To serve the majority by protecting them from his lunacy.
There we go.
Your entire journey here is based on your refusal to do the same. Will you grant his request, knowing that he served the family?
Rebirth, huh? Sure, you live forever, but minus your body. I like my body, kid. I don't feature the idea of
Yay!
my memories and
Successfully
personality being stored in the head of some saintly child, like just one more dusty old book in the library.
There we go. Okay, so I've already done the full research for like a lot of different characters, so not really much of a point of trying to kill many of them yet. I think even the little sisters have now been fully researched as well, so... But yeah, alright, now I'm back. There we go. Yay, door controls. I'm full on Eve. Grab the auto hacking. I got all my darts. Big sister, let's have a listen.
We put our eldest sister through a new regimen of physical and mental conditioning and suited her up with modified protector equipment of my design. The younger ones have dubbed her a big sister. Sadly, this is a stopgap. Between rogue splicers and the aging of the girls, we'll run out of viable little sisters soon. After that, the surface may be our only source.
Sawed-off barrel increases damage of all ammo types. I guess we're shortening it. Awesome. Alright. Now we move on with the rest of our journey. Yeah, because we saved all the sisters. Actually, this is a good time to save. Man, an hour and a half, and I haven't had to deal with a crash. So it looks like the CPU was, you know, bottlenecked, and it was just causing the crashes earlier and such. Alright. Oh, hey, little sister. Thank you for the package. $, Adam, and a cream-filled cake. Thank you very much. Alright, Incinerate 3. Woo!
Explosive fire.
Winter Blast 3. Alright, let's have a look. Keep the room jumping with a more effective insect swarm. Creates a deco that draws attacks from you and reflects damages back to foes. The upgrade to Scout can use plasmids and hack it for a small Eve cost. And if I wanted to, grab Cyclone Trap if I wanted. Let's see, what else? Easy hacking. Cameras take longer to see you. Take less damage from fire and inflict more damage when you use fire. Keen Observer 2. Progress even faster in the research. Eve Expert. can't buy the second thingy-majiggy of Eve. Alright. Scouts 2 allows you to hack machines. That's what we want. Alrighty. And let's purchase some shit while we're at it. Stores a moderate amount of Eve. There we go. No refunds, no return. Thank you very much.
Deep sea life catchment system online.
Oh, no, I just wanted to collect my coin.
To all employees, Subject Delta is hereby dismissed. Escort them from the premises.
I just realized that looks like a giant bottle of Adam. Oh, they're all stuck there, okay. Oh, that shotgun sounds a little bit louder.
How dare you try to buy me out with this bribe, this penance, this sublime... God damn you, Delta!
He's just a giant slime right now, isn't he?
Perfect, son. You reeled him in. Now, use that console there to take a gene sample. It should print up a genetic key automatically.
Awesome. Oh, that's him. He looks like a giant baby or something. He reminds me of BB from Death Stranding a little bit. Or, no, never mind, he's just a slug.
The key is all ready. Go on and take it.
Awesome. Alright, hang on. I'm just gonna pick up some stuff. Where's the key? There it is.
You got the key to Lamb's hideout, sport. Eleanor's down there. Now just head out to the Oxyphil station and use it.
Alright.
It is done. The sample disposal button on the panel in front of you will administer a massive jolt of electricity to the tank. More than enough to kill me. Whatever I may say to dissuade you, do not listen. The man whose voice you hear now is long gone. As my mind fades, I find my thoughts turn to the suffering that Eleanor will be made to endure, and I am overcome with pity. But I can only offer my feeble prayers. Perhaps after my death, you can do more. Now, please, I ask you to grant me peace. Goodbye, my friend, and thank you.
Huh? You want to die? Let's move. Let's keep moving. Oh, grab that. Grab the health kit, or use a health kit, then grab a health kit. There we go. And then, actually, you know what? Save real quick. You know, just in case. Meow. And then, is it gonna let me use the thingy, or am I? There we go. It's weird positioning that way.
This is the Oxyphil station, Chief. But don't be fooled by the facade. This is the way in. Use that key now.
Alright. Push in the weird genetic key. And what happens now? Oh! That's really close. Just bong, 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 just because of those two rocks there. Alright. And then we drain it now. Alright. Thank you for the rivets. The People's Daughter. Oh my goodness, this is another... Yep, Sophia Lamb.
Condition may be a blessing in disguise. Early splicing tests indicate 0 genetic damage due to her condition as a little sister.
Huh?
It appears that she is our new vessel. This will be no mere personality schism, though. Rapture's genius will be held within her DNA.
Wait, did I get an achievement? Hey, I got Savior! I've saved every little sister! Okay, I must be close to the end now. This must be, like, up to the ending now, which is good. I will no longer have to deal with Bioshock 2, and I get to free up, like, my backlog. Yes, continue, please. Why won't it hit? Come on. I want to continue. Oh my goodness. Alright. And then I'll tab back into here. It's not... Was the shift tab I used breaking it? Oh my goodness. Of course. Give me a second, I need a... Epic Games Launcher. I need to figure out why it's not letting me, like, you know, properly alt-tab into the game again. Why? Why are you like this, game? Come on. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Alt F4 this, because I did save, like, moments before the, And the music is still going off in the background, weirdly enough. What the fuck is going on? It's not stopping. I still hear it. There it is. Alright, back over to performance. Open the Epic Games Launcher again. Launch Bioshock 2. We just had to get through at least one more crash before the end, didn't we? stretching just a little bit. Alright, let's resume play of Bioshock 2. Oh, so close. So very, very close. Chris. There we go. Alright. While holding the thingamajiggy, press shift to execute it. Ah, okay. Hit the space bar, please. Yep, it's putting me back into Fontaine. Futuristics. Thank you. Oh, 52% himbo. That's pretty decent, Chase. Also, I was able to finally, while I was getting all this back up and running, I was able to check out your image. I see you've gone for a very, very sexy Grant. I am very thankful for the art. I love, like, in the bottom right how you have, like, your little, how you have your cat character just doing the thumbs up as well. I think that's really cute. I think that's funny. Alrighty, pull that, and on we go. Come on.
Eleanor's condition may be a blessing in disguise. Early splicing tests.
Ooh, hi there, Savage. You still need to do the stripes? Yes, that is true. You still need to do the stripes. But I like how you did my hair in, like, that cool, like, mohawk kind of thing with the ears framing it. I really like that. How's it going, Savage? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. Alrighty.
Persephone, we're finally here. Find Eleanor, son, and fast. Her mama's got all Rapture dying to keep you two apart.
Mm-hmm. Which way will the doors open, though? I don't really have a good idea. Oh. There is no door. Okay, moving on. There's another Vita chamber. Can't pick up any more ammo. I am basically full. We're just gonna have to keep running. This feels new as well, looking at this place. Like, I understand there's all this weird coral shit, but this feels like a new sort of interior.
Father, come quickly. I'm trapped in a cage. Something's wrong.
Out of the way, Gurney.
I wonder, Delta, do you know why you are here? Have you any idea what my daughter has given you? As I watch you now, I envy your ignorance. You still believe.
What? Why you gotta talk in riddles like this, woman? Alright, I'm full on everything. Daddy's home. Yes, that is me. Mommy and Daddy in a... Okay, so I need to go up. The upside down house. So this thing is upside down, is it? I guess, like, the original design is upside down, but they've made everything right side up. Oh my god, there's a lot of indoctrination shit in here. Selling Ryan short.
Persephone, secret home of Sinclair Solutions. I bet against Andy Ryan's vision of harmony and rapture. Offered him a quiet place to send anybody who wasn't working out. And now I'm sitting on my own private think tank. Technically, Utopia shouldn't have much use for a detention facility. But if you do business as long as I have, well, you learn to pick a brand name from the writing on the wall.
Huh. Interesting. One with her. One okay. So I'm guessing Eleanor was sent here. And Sinclair exploited her and anyone that was sent here in order to like come up with like his new capital
That's her,
ideas.
son, Eleanor Lamb. No matter what you might be feeling right now, this is business. Get that cage open. She's coming with us.
Okay. So there she is.
Warning. Quarantine seal disengaging. Please stand by.
Damn, she's old.
How will she remember us after this moment? I have placed my pieces on the board, as expected, as have you. Is this what she hoped for? Mother and father, locking eyes. Yet still we are blind. Goodbye, Subject Delta. And take heart, for you at least have escaped your legacy.
Let me in. Oh, fuck, that's why. There we go. Emptied you out.
Hurry now! Quarantine chamber's waiting on you. Get in there!
Yep, getting in. Oh, that's not good.
Look at her, Delta. 10 years, and still she dreams of you.
50 seconds remaining.
Do you know why Eleanor brought you here? She wanted a father. So she found a way to restore you in body and mind.
So, did I actually die? Oh, so I may have actually have died, and this is like just a...
And she has been watching you ever since, exalting your every act as gospel.
Just getting a flashback of all the things I've done.
On that bed is no longer my child, nor my life's work. She is a monster, shaped by you alone. Just as she has always wanted.
20 seconds remaining.
But there is one detail
Oh my goodness,
of your
Lamb,
mutual
what are you
bond
doing?
She failed to account for. Your body was designed to lapse into a coma when her heart ceases to beat. Eleanor.
Oh, no, 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 no. Don't. What the fuck? Move. Get in. Just use the drill. Break it. Oh, you cold-hearted bitch. Fucking mother of the year, aren't you? Absolute mad woman.
His body is shutting down now, naturally. But if he dies of trauma, he will return elsewhere. Full restraints at all times. No one enters this room until he expires.
Oh boy.
Father, it's me, Eleanor. I'm so sorry. Mother stopped my heart long enough to sever our bond. Staying near me won't stop you from dying now. Or worse. But I can still help you escape. This little sister's brought you something that will allow you to take control of her.
Huh. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Damn, this place looks a lot better than whenever I'm looking around it. You have taken control of a little sister. You can now use vents and gather Adam from bodies. Amogus.
I know this feels a bit strange, Father, but now you can see through her eyes and tell her where to go. This is how I brought you back without Mother catching on. Now, first, let's get you out of here.
Okay, so we got the two splicers there. No, look at the little tank boat. All right, time to vent like Amogus. In we go. Come on. In we go.
Good. Now, inside Mother's office, there's a way to unlock these chambers she's holding us in. Find a way to slip in there.
Oh, that's a cool statue. And then that's the quarantine we're in before. Rinit Ani. I can't read those equations. Hidey hole. Excellent. Into the vent we go. So wait, is this a little sister that still has the bug in her? Little suster. Sussy baka.
You're in. There should be a lever in here somewhere. Pull it, and it will unlock our cells.
Little Oni-chan, Sassy Baka.
Attention! Augustus Sinclair has been sighted within the facility. He will attempt to reach Subject Delta. All family duties are hereby suspended until he is found.
Mm-hmm.
What Mother did to me left me very weak, or I would do this part myself. To save your life, I'm going to have to change. To be like you.
Oh no.
From here, you should be able to locate the pieces of a Big Sister suit. Please, bring them to me.
Interesting. Cool statues. Daddy is so strong. Daddy meets Dr. Gilbert. Cool. All good sisters gather. Ooh. Why am I getting a very real look of when I'm doing this shit? Okay, now we're back into like nice little happy place. Good to know. I know this is probably not a healthy way of, you know, interpreting reality, but I'd rather this reality. Daddy is the best. Daddy meets Aunt Gracie. Aw.
There's a piece of the suit in here, Father. Find the rest and bring them back to me.
Big sister armor. I like that it looks like a dress. That was kind of cool. Man, they've done an impressive job in making the little sister's like reality, you know,
10
not
years, Father.
completely
Stuck in
disconnected.
This fever dream. Mother kept me sedated in order to perfect my mind with Adam. To her, the ideal child is a genius, serving the common good without questioning it. You have saved me from that.
Alright, hopefully this gets me to where I need to go. Hey, another angel to collect some Adam from. Ew, he didn't even have a shirt. He just has a jacket. Plus his neck is weird. Alright, a little more Adam. Collect some money for the daddy. Can I walk through here? Okay, cool. I was worried they were gonna try and chase me and take me. But I guess Eleanor is
Masonic 1776 wanted me to say Grant cute.
No, you cute, Masonic. I'm not cute at all. I am completely himbo. Alright, what's this? Meets Uncle... Oh, it's the helmet. Here we go. I wish I could see what it was earlier. Maybe it was a tiara. Uncle Stanley. Yeah, I'm helping him out in a lot of things. Behind Mother's back.
I've been quarantined, but Mother's unaware of the extent of my connections to the new little sisters. I don't just The other sisters are made from me, in part. As they grow up in Rapture, I feel it all. When you were with the little ones, they trusted you as their father, because of me.
Alright. More Adam. Give me that sweet, sweet Adam. Just ignore the fact that reality is really, really fucking depressing, okay? Alrighty. Moving on. Always safe with Daddy. Always stay close to a friend. Gloves! There we go. I'm guessing she doesn't like reality, so she keeps, you know, coming back here.
Mother was right about one thing. I have been watching you, Father. Studying the way you have treated others. And now I know who I am.
Awesome.
Mother says that my condition is a blessing in disguise. She constantly reminds me that I was born...
How's Daddy Grant do? Oh wait, you just said Grant. How's Grant doing today? I'm doing fairly okay. I am right now just going through the
free. After everything Mother has
getting
done
through the
for
last
me,
of this game.
I'm alive and sane enough to be curious about the sun. When you rescued my new sisters, I felt every one. And it gave me hope for the first time in years.
Alrighty. Okay, so now we gotta get into the quarantine. Alright, let's have a closer look. So R parentheses N plus A parentheses N equals 2, whereas A parentheses N plus A parentheses N equals 4. Okay. And then 2N equals 6. So if 2 parentheses A or N equals 4, A, N, that's a lot of words. Why are there letters in math? Just give me numbers, okay? The upside down house, different outfits. Ooh, little letterbox. All right. We need to give you the big sister outfit. Let's have a look. Nice.
Now, I will do the same for all the others. Starting with this one.
Yay. She's not killing them.
Father. I'll be there soon.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Alright. Yeah, sorry, just need to stretch just a little bit more.
These suits always did make me think of you, Father. I guess I still remember you in shining armor. But now it's my turn to fight for you.
Cool. Alright. Let's fucking do this.
Take this plasmid. You can use it to call me to your side in a fight.
Excellent. Bring your daughter to work day. Abso-fucking-lutely. Alright, empty slot.
Summon the big sister to fight by your side. Warning, nothing lasts forever.
Noted. Oop, she's gone. Hey, a package. Aww. Nice little presents. I don't think there's anywhere I can purchase Eve, is there? There we go.
Subject Delta, I know you can hear me. You have stolen my life's work, and with it, my only daughter. But Rapture is the house of monsters. The surface will not have us. And now, we shall be buried as a
Oh, I can pick up some stuff. Okay.
family, side by side.
Oh, God.
Oh God, she's going to drop this building into the trench. It's miles deep. We have to find Sinclair.
Done and dusted.
Easy.
Father.
Alright. Time to get into Inner Persephone next. I hope I can get the brute, like, fully scanned. Because then that way I should be able to get the, because I think I have everything scanned except for the brute at this point. Saving content. Oh, thank Christ. Alright, hang on a sec. So... M, is it? Yep, M. Alright, no new goals, no new messages. The help. Here it is, research. Alright, so Thug, Lead, Houdini, Spider, the Big Daddies, the Big Sister. Security, I still need one more scan. The brutes are nearly done. The Alpha Series, done. Alright, so I need to scan security.
Upstairs, Father. Quickly.
I don't know if I'm going to see more security, though, is the problem. That's probably, like, the one shortcoming.
This is Sinclair's lifeboat, Father. Out the window here. It's our only chance of escape. From what I know of Sinclair, he wouldn't just abandon it.
Alright. But it still
Yes,
means we need to
Delta.
find him.
What of Sinclair? The man who would sell paradise. And where is he now?
I'm going to take the wild guess that she stole him.
Security curfew is now in effect. All cells and bulkheads are sealed until further notice.
This facility hangs over an ocean trench delta. The family has activated timed charges within its foundations. Surrender before detonation, or we shall fall and be crushed in the abyss below.
I don't like either of those options.
Mother has locked all of Persephone down, including the gangway leading to the lifeboat. We can reverse it from the holding wing if we hurry. Come on.
Alright, so holding wing is here, but...
Use
there we
the
go.
plasmid if you need me, Father. I'm going to have a look around.
This is an emergency. Subject Delta has escaped. Eleanor Lamb has turned on her own people. Stand and fight, or the Rapture family falls together.
There we go. Armor tonic 2. And he just goes fucking flying. Excellent. Alright, I need the other... Alright, over into holdings. Yay, success. Alright, over through the doors. Oh, no! Hey, thank you for the 4,000 points to the challenge.
Rapture, Father. It's the only
How's
way
it going?
I can save you now.
Lamb knows the way. No, she doesn't. Lamb is fucking crazy. She would sooner kill all of us. Security checkpoint. Ah, it gets me into here. Money, solid bolts, some drink.
Looks like Sinclair's been ousted. He wasn't slick enough to avoid the boot this time. But at least it wasn't a firing squad. Lamb proved she's got the ear of the general population down here. So it'd probably be prudent to play along for a while.
Oh, Jesus.
See where this goes. She says she'll let me keep my little fiefdom here in holding, long as I agree to help supply her therapy sessions. No qualms there. These solid buggers could use some rehabilitation.
Alrighty. How the Alright, so I need to get through. Oh, here's the. Use this.
Admission sequence.
Come on, let me in. What the?
Don't you recognize Sinclair, Delta? Now he is what you should have been. One final Alpha series, ready to die for the family. As
That's
Persephone's
not
former owner,
fair.
he is the ideal man to put you back in your cage.
Alrighty.
Mother's controlling Sinclair, father, and he's got the master key. Catch him!
Alrighty.
Kid, Lamb's in my head. I can't help myself. I have to fight just to talk. Left me my goddamn tongue to torture the bomb code out of me. She wants me to stop you leaving. I'm sorry.
Alright, where is the security? There it is.
Just try and keep me away from my sisters. Please try.
There we go.
This one died alone and afraid.
That's.
Stand in our way, and you'll get the same.
Oh man, she is aggressive. I love her. Excellent work, Eleanor. The people's child is Lamb. Yep, cool. Awesome. Thank you for telling me.
Clip your wings, young fairy. All you fucking super.
There we go. You're exploded.
Eleanor, I know you can hear me. I am inside Sinclair's lifeboat now. Delta cannot reach me here, but you can. You need not die with him. We shall return to the surface together, if you will only step inside and accept your duty. Remember, Eleanor, Mummy loves you.
I don't believe you, considering you, like,
Mother's
you know,
testing me.
strangled
One
her.
last game. Fortunately, by now, I'm the world's foremost expert at breaking her rules. I've made my choice, Father, and if needs be, I'll die for it.
Mm-hmm.
Kid, I'm sorry. I've locked you in here. Lamb's making me dance on her goddamn strings. I can't stop. You're gonna have to break in here and put...
Ooh, elemental vampire. Sometimes you want to just watch your enemies burn alive. Sometimes you want to steal their precious life force too. It makes it possible. Give and your level 3 elemental steam siphons off health from... Ooh, okay.
me down.
There we go.
Wish there was another way, but I'd rather die a man than live like this.
God, he's right, Father. Mother's betting you'll die in here, or that I'll abandon you before the bombs detonate. We can't save Sinclair now. We need that key from him. Find the code to the watchtower, or work out a way to draw him out.
Oh boy.
I am not your bloody messiah.
I'd tell you the code to that keypad, if I could. It's like Lamb's put walls up in my head, but the prisoners here might have walked out the number. Check the cells. Oh, please, hurry. It hurts to keep singing out without say-so. And I'm starting to forget the words.
Oh boy. We will be reborn.
Hey, Murphy. It's Dodge. A little bit. The Wardens ignored my warnings for far too long. I'm taking this into my own hands. I secured a hack tool to nullify his turrets and subvert the bots. I also figured out the code. It's 2-6.
Alright, so we got the first 2 digits. We need more.
Son, I built this place and I did rent you out to those plasmid trials up at Fontaine. And now I'm paying for it. Wish I had time to make amends. Take the lifeboat. It's all yours. Just don't leave me like this.
Yeah, cool. Just let me find the other code.
You got.
Don't let being set on fire ruin your day. With the elemental, you'll get a bonus when your foes use the element.
The code. Thank God, kid. Now, please, just make it quick.
Alrighty. I don't know where we got the other 2 pieces of the code, but I'm glad that they said, yes, we've gotten the code, which means it's probably going to pop up on here. Alright, 2, 6, 7, 3.
Don't let me... Sinclair is moving, Father. Track him down. We need that key.
No, kid.
Where did he...
Done.
Thank you, Sinclair.
No, Father. I'm afraid that ending the lockdown means releasing all the prisoners. So please, be ready before you use that key on the override switch.
There we go.
Override engaged. Ending security curfew. Sealing security office temporarily.
Hey, power to the people. Let's go with the launcher clip size.
Sinclair died a hero of the Rapture family, Delta. Was he a friend to you, or just a tool? Can you even grasp the difference? And Eleanor, you have chosen Subject Delta over your mother, your people, and the duty of your birth.
Wasn't that hard of a decision.
You believe this craft will carry Delta to safety, like a spoiled child with a new toy. I have no choice but to take it away.
Oh, shit.
Curfew lifted. All cell blocks open. All bulkhead seals released.
Oh no. Mother's turned her attention to the lifeboat. We must go there, now!
I need to get out of here. There we go. I need to figure out where all the security cams are. Oh, wait, no, no. Over to showers. Cool, there's no cameras in the showers. It would have been really weird if there were. A lot of Alpha series. Hey, a way out. Here we go.
Every moment tears Eleanor further from me, Delta. Soon, this father obsession will end her. You have left me without want. Before you die, I will take all that you hold dear. Sinclair is just another body in your wake.
Yes, it is, but...
Use the plasmid. I can help.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, I'm kind of handling this fairly well by myself, so... You know. Rest easy. I can do this. Also, F11. There we go. Just a quick save, just in case of any crashes at the pinnacle moment. Health, Eevee, Insect Swarm. Booze Hound, Extra Nutrition, Easy Hack. Keen Observer 2. So yeah, weird that I still needed to...
I was afraid of this. Mother has bombed out the ballast compressors, Father. The lifeboat will be too heavy to launch. Unless... Let me think.
Alright, you think.
I think I can boil away the water and get the lifeboat to rise, but I can't generate that much heat alone. It's time to recruit the rest of Mother's little sisters. We're taking them with us. Head to the pediatric wards.
Alright, where's pediatrics? Oh, it's in the therapy wing. Okay, cool. You have a multi-part goal. Press M to the goal tab to list all the... Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already had one of those in the past. This a ways. Oh, what the?
I won't let her take you from me again, Father. Hold on.
What the hell was that? First aid kit, money, pneumatic tubes. Okay, that's not creepy at all. Don't do that, please. Don't just throw a fucking ball here.
This is not a sermon. I will offer no insight. Every word I speak, you already know.
Mother's people are starting to detonate the charges. We don't have long.
Hello, baby. Hello. A stagehand? You got it.
Screw you. Grab all this. Screams and doctors. Ooh, fresh water. Eat some canned meat.
My father.
Where is the code?
He raised me not to echo him, but to model the world as it ought to be. I was to teach a simple moral calculus.
Intensive
Each
therapy.
choice as though the world must bear it. Each life or death for the common good. He called it the triage imperative, and would laugh without smiling.
Must hide!
Yeah, deadly machines. I have now researched everything. They add more value to personal defense. Any bots or turrets you control will do even more damage. Excellent. That's everyone out of the way. Ooh. Sorry, don't have the time.
Said aloud, it evokes heaven on earth. Yet the word means both good place and no
Boy,
place.
open up for me, please. Thank
An
you.
ideal, unreachable. Even in the naming of it, we refuse to believe.
We're almost to the pediatric ward. I expect we'll be fighting our way inside.
Yep, most certainly.
No matter how much we have. It is among the grandest of human ironies that our very drive to find utopia has kept us from abiding there.
Cool. I want to know how to open that secure door. Wait, admin office. Oh, I see. Okay.
There must be something beyond. And the Lamb will show us the way.
$500 bailout. Jesus Christ, this better be fucking worth it. A lot of shit that I cannot carry. Damn. That was a very expensive bailout. Ooh.
Things aren't so rosy for Lamb's little collective farm down here, no matter how much influence she's got with the inmates. She keeps feeding Ryan more and more of her people for the Big Daddy program in order to keep the rest of her flock alive. I think she's getting desperate. I ought to have Weir double the orderlies on all the major junctions.
Need I remind you, Sinclair, that Lamb is your problem now. She's no longer a citizen of Rapture. That was the proviso. You wanted her expertise, and now you have it. Ryan Industries is your client, and we require test candidates from among your charges.
Cool.
The protectors are short-lived. Lamb would be a messiah, correct? Well, sell her a sacrifice to save the flock.
Find the pediatric ward in the therapy wing. Yep, so this is the this should be the pediatric ward.
When you've cleared them out, I'll need a signal. Push the call button on the window there, and then I'll proceed.
Drink some beer. Where are they? Oh, Jesus, now the alcoholic effects are getting to me.
It isn't safe to begin yet. We must finish off the splicers first.
Alright, let me just explode you real quick. Where's the rest of you? Jesus Christ, so many of yous. Alright, is that everything? Where's the rest of you? Alright, signal.
I'll wake the children up. They're stronger than they know. With their help, I should be able to boil off the water and get us all out of here. Go on ahead, Father. I'll free them as quickly as I can, just as you showed me.
Alright, so, yep, she's rescuing them. That's good. There we go.
You are not saving them, Delta. No
Yes, I
matter
am.
how pure your intent. The surface is not paradise, but perdition. I would
Damn it,
sooner
still don't have the
see
code.
them drown.
Oh my gosh, she would kill them, wouldn't she? She would kill little girls for her weird sense of utopia, the fucking, like, crazy bitch.
Look, Father, I know you may not have wanted a daughter, but love is just a chemical. We give it meaning by choice. I will be damned if I let Mother take you away from me again.
Not to worry.
The plasmid, Father. Just point the way and I'll help you fight.
You deal with all the other problems first, and I'll deal with my problems. Thank you very much. Alright, let's see. What can I purchase with my Atom? Let's have a look. Nothing new from the looks. Ooh, a new Eve. So we can get the Mark II. I think that's worthwhile. There we go. Okay, so we're heading into infirmary next. God damn you.
That's another charge gone. We have to keep moving. If this building falls, we're all dead.
Yep, nope, I kind of gathered that. There we go. And then, alright, so he's in weird sort of thingy-ma-digs. Alright, time to get moving.
Eleanor was to be a composite of all Rapture's genius. The first living utopian, serving the world
Shake my
at large
head.
with no regard for herself. To force consciousness on such a being is to tear its wings away. That was your gift to her, Delta.
Oh
Just
no, I
as
gave
she
her a
hoped.
conscience.
You must be very proud.
Hell the fuck yeah, I am. Give him a
Delta
conscience.
was in top form today. The guards tried to make him take another dose of whatever the hell it is they're pumping into him, and he managed to take on all 4 of them at once. Snapping legs and arms, blood everywhere. They say one of the guys...
Steady, Father. Don't let go now.
Yep, noted.
Wake up! Why don't you wake up?
Easy. There we go. Masks required beyond this point. Oh man, they... Rapture got COVID too. Damn, no one is safe from COVID. Absolutely no one is safe from COVID. No, never mind. Let's just keep moving forward.
This is not a sermon. I will offer no insight. Every word I speak, you already know.
We're nearing another pediatric ward. It will be guarded, Father. Get ready.
Yep, I realize that. Don't worry, I can handle this.
When you've cleared them out, I'll need a signal like before. Push the call button and I'll proceed.
No, I'm trying to free the children. You're all psychopaths. Where's the rest of yous? Fire and mayhem. Alrighty. Time to ring the bell.
I think... Yes, we're ready for the
go.
ballast tank. I can boil off the water and get us out of here. We must return to the docking platform, Father, now.
Awesome. So we got what we needed, and we're on our
You
way.
granted Eleanor the will to choose. And now, like a plague, she spreads it to those innocents. To be self-aware is a curse, Delta. You are damning them.
Jeez, woman. I don't know about you, but self-awareness and freedom are some really nice properties. I don't know what happened in your past before you head into Rapture, where you felt like, you know, free will and, you know, consciousness was a terrible idea, but it honestly isn't. Sure, it gives in to the ways of evil, like, you know, Andrew Ryan and his weird, you know, ideas of utopia, but at the same time, you know, hope, pursuit. Hey, titties!
There's no going back once we start.
Alright, cool, but I can't get here. They're all just red hot right now.
You would rip my only daughter from her home and family and feed her to a world without hope. Though Utopia may die with her, I would sooner see us fall. Goodbye, Eleanor. Mother will be waiting for you.
Oh, what?
Here they come, Father! Hold them off until I can bring it to a boil.
Alrighty. Easy.
Nearly boiling.
Good to know. I'm handling it as best as I can here. Absolute ease.
It's boiling. I can help you fight back now. Use the plasmid.
Cool. Still gonna be, you know, doing my thing the way I do it. There we go. Man, these guys could have been big daddies given their size. The shotgun sounds the most out of place weapon here because of how loud it is. Thank you.
I've done it, Father. The ballast water is gone. Release the docking mechanism.
Alright, let me just find the docking mechanism then. Ah, there it is, up here. Cool. Pull the lever!
The elevator to the lifeboat is flooded, Father. We have to equalize the pressure in here or the door won't open. Destroy those glass tubes to flood the room.
There we go. And pressured.
We've done it, Father. We're launching. Get to the elevator.
Yep. What? Wait. What? Oh, I have to go through the long way? What? Hang on. I thought I had to go down there, but I guess not. I'm meant to be going... Oh, this way, to the docking tunnel. Okay. We will be reborn in the womb of something. Alrighty, here we go.
The bombs, Father! We're falling! Run!
Yep, sounds good. We're running. Let's go. Oh. Nope, 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 nope. Ow. Fucking flashbang once more. Ah. Oh, we're rising really quickly. I wonder if all of Rapture is going to go to the sea floor. There we go. We're on the sea elevator.
And then, Father, the Rapture dream was over. You taught me that evil is just a word. Under the skin, it's simple pain. For you, mercy was victory. You sacrificed. You endured.
Oh, it's Eleanor. It's Sophia.
You forgave. Always. Mother believed this world was irredeemable. But she was wrong, Father. We are Utopia. You and I.
She saved her.
Forgiving. We left the door open for her.
Ow, another bright light. Here we go. Pain.
The Rapture dream is over, but in waking, I am reborn. This world is not ready for me, yet here I am. It would be so easy to misjudge them. You are my conscience, Father, and I need you to guide me.
Oop. Oh yeah, because Adam, like, holds our, like, memories and consciousness to some degree. Jesus, she was able to do— oh, there was a little hole on the plate. Never mind. I thought for a second that needle was so strong to just be like, stab right through metal.
And when I need you, you'll be there on my shoulder, whispering.
Anytime there's confrontation, I'm just gonna be whispering, destroy them. Kill them all. Leave no survivors. No witnesses. And there's all the little sisters that have been saved thanks to me and Eleanor. Is that a— oh, it's a little doll using a baseball. That's cute.
If Utopia is not a place, but a people, then we must choose carefully, for the world is about to change. And in our story, Rapture was just the beginning.
How sweet. Yay, we finished BioShock 2! Any extras? Oh, we can play downloadable content if we wanted, but I really don't want to. That is the end of BioShock. Hell yeah. Hang on a second. I can start this music again. And... alright, here we go. I'm gonna get all my, VC face nonsense back up and running. Give me a second. Give me a second. VC face. And then... so, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna get everything back up and running. What time is it? It's 12:30. Okay, so... Alright, just slip this on like so. Get this zebra start up and running, which is good. Ding, get you. Wait for it, wait for it. Bah. Alright, cool. So that's doing its thing, and then grab to you, open this. Studio mode. And then VTuber Plus will like get up and running shortly. So I can... Alright, so let's see. Can I turn off and on the filters from here? Yes, I can. Alright, cool. And then... So now if I then go over to my 3D Grant, I can re-enable... There we go! Oh, what? Oh, that's funny. I can have anything within that scene will do it. Okay, that's pretty good. That's good. Alrighty then. Turn off studio mode, and I'm back with my hands. I can be 3D again. Look at this. Look at the bounce. Alright, I need to turn on all of my different channel redeems again before I forget. Can I just hold on to multiples of them? Hang on a second. So if I go... so the squats is still thingy. Alright, cake. Nope, I have to like go and hit pause on all each of the things. Pull the lever. Yep, that was still enabled. Scanning was still enabled. Bonk, boops. Cactuar attack, I can unpause. The anvil, I can enable again. Pausing on the cookie. Unpausing on the dropping. Head pats, hydrates. Let's unpause that. Unpause that. Unpause this. Throw something. Traffic cone. Unpause the D himbo and the extra himbo. The maid outfit and the stolen shirt. All of these things are back on and running now. And I'll just minimize this. Cool. So yeah, that was fairly okay. That seemed like fairly alright as things go in terms of like... I didn't like the fact that, you know, in the first few times I was playing this on stream, the game would just crash on me. That one was not fun. And it's very annoying when you have to deal with, you know, it doesn't have an autosave feature unless you go through, like, different thingy-madiggies. Wait, someone just Savage! 1,787 total to the IRL fursuit cam. And we've reached 100% on it. Oh my goodness. I now have to figure out how I'm going to do a stream with a fursuit head on. Oh, God. Alright. That's going to be a fun one. I will need to organize that. So, alright, hang on a second. I'm just going to... dink, donk, control, print. There we go. And then... Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I'm just having to screen cap things. And looks like I'm gonna have to tweet it. So yeah, 100% raised. And we did that in basically like, what, 3 or 4 streams? This goes to show that if the next time I do these community challenges, I am going to need to up the cost to like 50,000 or something. But yeah, thank you so much for getting that to completion. So I'll need to figure out what I'm going to be doing with like a fursuit head and what have you. I will most certainly need to move my webcam to like a different location when doing it, because right now it's front facing. And there is no decorations behind me, so it's going to be a very like lo-fi looking room compared to what I have around me right now. The room I have IRL is nothing like this. I don't just have a random couch in the corner with like a zebra plushie and an exercise ball and weights. I don't have any of that in my room right now, in this like study I should say. It's just a white wall behind me. There's an American flag on the front half, but there's nothing behind me. There's no cool looking shit. But I will figure that nonsense out in the future. So, and I'll make a post about like, oh hey, you know, as a reward for the fursuit cam, I will announce like the proper stream. Hi there, Yizin. Welcome to the stream. We've reached 30,000 points in the community channel, which means I'm gonna have to organize a stream where I have like the fursuit camera on, so you get to see my fursuit head, and then I'll also have to do I'll need to figure out if I can do my hands and arms while playing games. I might make it like an Overwatch stream or something like that. You know, maybe some sort of multiplayer game. Aim to play that. You was looking for a bit, music listening and all. Not to worry. We got done with BioShock 2 now. You know what? And I'm just going to change this to just chatting. I'm going to change it back to that. So right now, so on my to-do list right now is more Kingdom Hearts games, which is probably going to be a thing come... Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. Someone is dropping off a package for me, so I'm gonna need to, like, you know, accept that once it comes into my place. Because I'm also getting myself, because I was getting myself some tech, or accessories, I should say, for the Nintendo Switch, because I don't have a really good setup in terms of swapping between a PlayStation and a Switch for if I want to do streams on here. But now that I've gotten that stuff, thanks to this delivery that's coming up, hopefully I'll be able to do so. So there's going to be a little bit of, you know, all kinds of nonsense that I'm going to have to update on like my desk and what have you. Because, oh my goodness, it is an absolute mess. I am going to need to figure out like where I'm going to be placing things. How am I going to deal with all of these cables? It's going to be intense. You're going to tickle my throat? Don't tickle my throat. All right, I need to have a look at who we are going to raid. Ooh, okay, hang on a sec. So there is a few peeps. There's a few big peeps, but let me just have a double check for any like Yithlith or something like that. Yeah, looks like Yithlith is streaming. Ooh, we got Radium streaming as well. We got Dazzy. Alrighty, hang on a second. What is Yithlith doing right now? Ooh, ow, August!
Hello, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, thank you. I hope you are doing well as... Ah! Thank you. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the 5 months. I really appreciate it, August. Okay, so from the looks of it... Yithlith is playing... Is that Destiny 2? Alrighty. We need to come up with a raid message for Yithlith. Give me a moment. So... Yithlith, Destiny 2? Yeah, so we're going to go raid into Yithlith. So give me a moment. So we're going to go with Grant Z3 gun. Shoot him till... Shoot him in the Destiny. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with shoot him in the Destiny. That's the first thing I can came up. You came from their stream? Oh, don't... Are they gonna... They're gonna still be streaming though, right? Like, they're not gonna be stopping anytime soon. They've been at it for an hour and a half. They're gonna be streaming longer, right? Yeah, we're gonna raid Yislith. All right, this is gonna be our raid message. Is shoot him in the destiny. So let me get the raid started. And all right, so I will be doing a little bit of update on my work, on my workspace and such like that, because I've got like 4 1440p monitors. I obviously can't have a fourth one running, so that's going to be a little bit weird. I will get my Nintendo Switch all set up, and I'll figure out when I'm going to do my fursuit stream. I'm probably going to set it up for maybe not next week, but maybe the week after, so I get myself time to like get more comfortable in my suit again, and you know, figure out how long I can actually do a stream in my fursuit in the evening or something. But otherwise, I just wanted to say thank you everyone who came along to this morning's stream. I greatly appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have a good afternoon, good evening, or good night as we go and raid into Yislith. Bye for now.